Alright guys, so squabble up and let me spill some tea for what we are gonna be doing. And let me just quickly get through this, and yeah, let's spice it up. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna continue focusing on stirring up the pot. And
ThreadStack provided everything I need to finally have balanced digital life that I always wanted. Plus, I can afford more travel now too.
Alright guys, so I'll run your app node on the project folder could factory tag allow. To look at the problem, okay, working. So basically we're checking. I'll open index to find where express is declared twice. I can suggest a fix expect outcome comment. Content of index. So I'm going to update at index to remove duplicate declarations and convert it import. Okay. So the app can run expected outcome a single clean module without redirected variables. Then I'll run node index.js to check for remaining errors. Okay. So duplicate import declaration and the other identifiers. I can remove duplicates. I'm going to replace index with a clean ESM version, remove duplicates, and then run node to confirm if it starts. Okay. Expected outcome file updated. Okay. I'll read the coordinate to confirm its contents and verified. Let me see, GPT-5 mini. Let's just do this. It's taking forever while it's getting cooked on the other screen. I got this error. What? Okay. It wants to edit. Is duplicate? Okay. I'm probably gonna need to use another model. Guys, it's too slow. Here's the corrected portion. Copy and paste this to replace everything above your routes. Let's just open up, open. Okay, save as index v2. Alright guys, so thank you for joining. So we are stirring up the pot right now. So right now what we're doing, we're just deleting this file over here, index, because it got cooked, and we're gonna replace it with a new file, index, and then we're gonna whip out VS Code over here. We're gonna try to stir up the pot. So it's still being cooked. So let's do this. We're gonna, that's how easy it is for things to break, guys. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna open that file, and I'll show you how to fix it, for how to fix complex errors. So really simple with ChatGPT, guys. What you want to do is open up the file, take that file. So let's say that file is giving you an error. So what you want to do, you want to open that up, and just copy the whole stupid thing in here, and just basically say, and just hit paste. So this way it's going to analyze the whole file. So while this is getting cooked, I'm going to try to fix that real quick. While ChatGPT is thinking, I'm going to open up VS Code. So VS Code over here, literally just saying, it's complaining about the following. It's saying um, node index.js module to treat it as a common S script, rename it to name the CJS file extension. So it's giving like a generic message, and it's talking about package.json. So we're looking at package.json over here. Uh, it's just referencing um, like node index.js, so which is cool. Now, I mean, it doesn't kind of give us much context other than the fact that it's referencing it. We could ask it to infinitely search and try to fix things, but it's just easier to use ChatGPT. Later on, I'll show you how to use Gemini directly, CLI, so this way you could quickly kind of fix things. If ChatGPT is taking too long, you could open up, especially if you don't have a Plus account and you feel like everything is being stuck, then what you could do, you could open up Open Router. So let's do that. Let's open Router. So we technically using 3 different tools and trying to overcome the problem. This is so we're going to use a French model, Mistral model. Let's just to quickly fix it. So we're gonna Mistral. Later I will show you guys some. Let's try to use like, I mean, you could use, there's you several of them. Let's just do Nemo in chat real quick. We're just gonna take everything that we did before. We're gonna paste it into Mistral just so we could build this quicker. So right now you could kind of see nothing happening here. When you work on projects, it takes forever sometimes, because especially if you don't have ChatGPT. So here's a clean working version for your current setup. So you could take this one and hold on a sec, guys. I gotta charge the cable. But yeah, so I'm gonna show you how to bypass all the kind of essentially what's gonna be happening, guys. You're gonna be getting cooked with ChatGPT. I'm gonna show you like several ways to quickly code the hell out of it faster, and then we're gonna like go further with the AI avatar. So right now I'm just gonna take this. So technically I don't try to read too much, but over here on top it's just dependencies and the Gemini key over here. That's this section over here. And notice how it's referencing setup twice. So I think it actually, well, it's once, it's just referencing config Gemini API setup. Then here's the routes. But yeah, so remove all import files, unified common syntax required, and then it's gonna run this thing. Okay, so let's just do this real quick. We're just gonna take this input and we're gonna open the index.js and we're just gonna delete everything and hit file save. Okay, and let's open up VS Code real quick and we're gonna use VS Code to um, just kind of run commands over here. Node index.js. So let's just give it a context over here. It's totally cooked, totally cooked. So we're gonna, so it requires some constant, but it's failing. So we're gonna give it a, we're just gonna, I'm gonna paste that and send it back to ChatGPT. Now, in parallel, let's do this. Let's open up Mistral and just gonna give this thing like this. It seems like you encountered this from Express, and then it just says rename your file to the UCSGS extension. So you could do rename. No, we don't really want to do that. We wanted to give a more context. Let's give it a full index HTML index.js context, so this way it can see it. Now let's see. Based on the provided code, here's some improvements, suggestions. Make your Express just JS more robust and maintainable. So since you notice, you can take advantage of ES modules. Okay. So then we do update the dependencies, port. Okay. Routes. Then your index file is going to be this. No, we don't really want to do this, guys. We want to tell it, we want to give it in one file. I want it in one file. I want it in one file, index.js. So this way we kind of quickly skip the whole ChatGPT thing. While it's happening with ChatGPT, we are kind of, here's a reference path. Let's see what ChatGPT came back with, and it's getting cooked. Like, the cool part about ChatGPT, it has projects folder. So that means it has a lot of context. It knows a lot about us. So, but it's cooking up for a long time. I don't have a Plus account, so I'm just doing it like this without a Plus account, but it's fairly good. I'm uploading it to GitHub for you guys to use. So let's take a look over here what we have. So here's a refactored version which with suggested improvement, keeping everything in a single file. So we got Gemini key, okay, so and we got a Express setup. Course thing is gonna screw you up if you try to run this locally. Later on, you're not gonna need course once you run it in the cloud. Then this is a Firebase, and then here's the Gemini API setup. Then here's the routes. Okay, let's just paste that in. Let's open that up. Let's paste that in. Okay, we're gonna hit file save again. Then we're gonna go back into Node, into VS Code real quick, and we're just gonna rerun this thing again. Now let's open up terminal. Really, we just wanna maybe split the terminal, but let's do it in a command prompt. Let's do node index.js. The file is being treated as ES module because it has a JS file extension, and steering up the package.json contains type module to treat it as common. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give package.json. this whole package.json to ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is like a doctor for us, but the other models we're using them complementary to kind of speed up the process. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add this. This is, and we're just gonna say this is our, yeah, this is our, this is our package.json, okay? And then we're gonna give an error, of course, we're gonna give it an error. So this way it understands what's going on. Like this, okay? Boom, we're just gonna hit it and let's see what we're gonna come back. While this is happening, we're gonna go to steering up the pot. We're gonna go to open router. So this is the code. So something is definitely cooked with a JSON file. ChatGPT is thinking. While it's thinking, let's go ahead and um, tell this thing we'll give it this error over here as well, and we're gonna give the same file. So we're gonna give the same file package.json. Package.json. I have this file too. It seems to be complaining about that. And let's see. Okay, the error is due to the fact has file type module set, which tells not to treat your application as it. However, you're using require statements in your index. So update your package in like this. Okay, node index.js main scripts. Okay, so let's just update the package like this, and we're gonna go paste. Let's see if I go to Control Z, it looks like this. Control main like V. So okay, let's see if that's gonna work. So note that there we go. We're getting something. Different error. Warning: module type is not set up. Module index.js is not specified and it doesn't parse common thing. Okay. So we're just gonna paste that in real quick. Yeah, yeah. Okay. We're gonna update the index file. Show me full index. Okay. I'm just generating the full index file. Index.js. Okay. And package.js. All right, guys, so we're gonna add this thing back. Node.index, node index.js. Okay, I think we gotta get back to ChatGPT. Okay, we're gonna let it cook. We're gonna let it cook, guys. Alright, so that's the skill, guys. You just press a button multiple times until we make it work. So that's basically all you gotta do, guys. I'll remove the dependency, import generative AI to prevent module. Okay, let's just do that. Maybe it screwed things up when we added Gemini part into it. So replacing. So guys, what we added a small snippet. So while this thing is working on a background, it's gonna replace. I'm gonna kind of describe to you what is happening behind the scenes. So this way you could kind of understand what's going on without getting your brain cooked. So let's see. So basically we're building stirring up the pot. So this is what I replaced my index.js file with clean verified version, but I think it's capping. I'm not too sure about ES version module, so it's probably capping. Um, let's see. Yeah, I mean it's creating some bizarre output. I'll create a new temporary file index with a clean server content, then replace index.js to avoid patch context matching. That's fine. We may need to just reload the whole thing from GitHub and just get it working again. So I'll replace the current. So this is kind of what's happening. So if I back out over here, this is what we're doing. We're starting the server. Um, we setting up the port number, that kind of local tunnel, and we're turning it on. Then over here, we're setting up the package JSON file. Failed to save index kind of file listener. Um, override, allow. So, okay, cool. Next step, I can take a pick one, push. Okay, so what is going on here? Progress, what I do? Okay, now I'll run the server, okay. Progress update, what I did so far, inspected your project, etc. So did it run the server? Is it listening? No, I think it got cooked. Now let's do node. Let's do node. Okay, but you didn't run the server. So node index.js and use. Hold on, let's see. What does that mean? Hold on, let's see. Okay, so we got Gemini complaining. We got listen address already in use. Can we, can you run the server? Can you run server in another, using another port? I think, yeah, that makes sense. So kind of got cooked over here. Ungenerative AI not installed. I'm gonna mark the do for running the server on alternative port. Start the server on port 3001 in the background and hit health to verify if it's up. Okay. Done. The server started on port 3001. It's probably copying localhost. Oh no, it's running. It's running on port. Okay, so it's running on port 3001. Okay. Checking Firestore. Firestore. Um, let's just do. Okay, so I'm just gonna consult ChatGPT on this one. This may be a bit more complex. So All right, guys, so squabble up. Thank you for allocating a little bit of your time. My name is Ron Wells. I'm a 21st century freedom writer, former certified math teacher for the state of Connecticut with double degree in mathematics. And what we're doing, we're building a luxury pet brand real quick. So this way you could make a lot of money on a TikTok shop and spawn some extra sales and get other people to promote you. What we're doing, we're building a centralized engine that's gonna give you the capability to control your UGC creators on a go and infuse marketing angles into their phones directly from your computer, well, directly from the cloud, not even from the computer, and feed them all those steps that they gotta follow in order to help you grow your feudal kingdom, your luxury pet store. So this way you relax and you see the whole process taking place in its central place, in its central system, while your UGC creators are just spawning money for you, selling different types of products. So right now, what I'm trying to troubleshoot real quick is, so we in the process of injecting the avatar, what I did is I created a quick tunnel, reverse tunnel. You could also use Cloudflare for that. And but right now I'm just kind of quickly setting it up a reverse tunnel. And of course, guys, all of this is available for my. As you can see now, it has a public URL. You could totally do that. And yeah, uh, right now this is what it looks like. And let's just see. I probably have another session running. So what we're doing, we created that, but we got to modify this file over here, and we have to make sure that what we're doing, as the person clicks through each step, we're sending data in real time. And of course, what we want to do, as we're sending the data in real time, we want to send the data to Avatar and respond back and guide you in real time. So to do that, we need to modify this HTML file. And this is where we're getting stuck right now, and we're quickly going to try to figure this out. So the first thing is we got to update this step over here. So I'm just going to say this is my URL. So I created the reverse tunnel for this URL. Okay, so I'm using Mistral French model. It's a bit faster than ChatGPT. Great. In this case, I'll update the fetch URL in the following case, etc., etc., etc. And okay, cool. Now launch the button should send the post request to your server using reverse tunnel. Okay, make sure that your server is running, listening. But when I'm working on French model, it may not understand full context of what is going on behind the scenes of what I'm planning to do. Well, and all the entire context is in steering up the pod folder. So ChatGPT over time gets extremely smart, guys. It gets exponentially smart. So treat it as your like doctor that you can ask questions. If it gets cooked like this, you just get out, kill it, and basically we're just gonna revisit this. And then let's see. So notice how this may have already worked over here in this window. But yeah, so let's get to the bottom of it. Troubleshoot this step by step. You have your app folder, stirring up the pod. This is the index file. So this is the file where we have all the information. This is and by the way, all of this is available on GitHub. If you guys want it, you could type steering up the pod and you'll get it yourself and you get this avatar. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get that avatar working for you. You could resell that to many businesses, any kind of businesses. In our particular case, we're doing this for our luxury pet brand, but you could totally do it for restaurants. You could do it for anybody who needs emotional support or anything like this that can interact directly with you, sort of like what you seen me well, earlier playing Gemini, kind of communicating with you guys, and I could jump in into conversations, that kind of stuff. I'm sure you guys already know about that, but um, we're gonna try to do this with the app itself. It should be relatively straightforward, but we just need to figure it out. So we have this app folder steering up the pod. Inside of it, we have two files, index.js and index.html. So now you cleaned it up. So basically, just saying, look, you need to run this command noted index, and then it's gonna run the server. Yeah, I bet this test endpoint manually by visiting. Yeah, we know it works, but check the launch button wiring. Your index.html your probably looks like this. So launch, okay, and somehow you have JS like this. Okay, bad. When you click on launch, open developer console on your web browser. Okay, bad. We're gonna do that. But before that, you know what? Let's let's give it some context. Okay, guys, we're gonna give ChatGPT some context. This is not like a ChatGPT inside of web inside of the VS Code. This is more powerful, guys, than what you see in a VS Code. Now, in VS Code, we could do it quickly too, but I don't want to do that on a VS Code because then I would have to do. I could do everything in Gemini and code everything in Gemini, but I don't want to do that. It requires WSL. I don't want to turn that on. And besides, this whole thing is going to run on a cloud run anyway in a cloud environment. So we're doing it here and doing fast. You get, and I'm using combinations to do that. So right now, let's just feed that in real quick and let ChatGPT kind of determine and figure out what's going on. It knows already what we're trying to do. That's the beautiful part about the projects. Once you get an idea, you just roll with it, and it kind of reminds. So it's saying, check the backend support, check this folder, okay? Whatever. We're just gonna put, this is what I have. This is what I have. So, well, yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Come on. Yay. All right. Alright guys, I'm gonna finalize this and I'll try to finish this a bit later.